In for the day. We'll wait for traffic to die down, then we'll head out tonight. A longtime follower of mine did something really cool a while back. He made a whiteboard animation on my writings on manipulation. Looking back at them, I always wanted to expand on them. Because no one likes being manipulated unless they like the outcome. I mean, babies crying is manipulation, dogs whining is manipulation, girls pouting and biting their lip is manipulation, the government requiring you to pay tax for one behavior and no tax on another, manipulation. No matter where you go, somebody is manipulating others to do things they don't or can't do for themselves. Is it a bad thing? It's a good or a bad thing, it depends. Like anything, there's nuance. The problem is, guys are very bad at it. Not just bad in manipulating others, they're bad at preventing themselves from falling for manipulation. So I'm putting out a series here on the 5 types of manipulation, what you can do about them, and why they work on you as well as they do. To start off, not all manipulation is negative. Sometimes it's in your best interests. We're not talking about those. We're talking about the ones that you know you shouldn't be doing, but you end up falling for anyway. You can almost always see it in somebody else. A little harder when you're doing it to yourself. So this one is ego. Ego is clever. Ego taps into our love of validation. And men love being able to prove their masculinity with an outside judge. Imagine a girl. She calls you a real, big, strong man. Yeah, I'll bet you feel pretty good, don't you? I'll also bet, tagged onto the end of that ego stroking, is a simple task that only the real, big, strong man can handle. Well, that's you. The real, big, strong man. And that's the chore that only you can handle. Pretty cool, huh? Too bad nobody else is as great as you or they could handle it. Yeah. More often than not, you're being hoodwinked. Maybe you actually are a real man. Real, big, strong man. But that girl wanted you to do that thing that she needed getting done, and you did it. With no more than a few words to encourage you. So when you think of thirst traps, think ego manipulation. When you think of a Twitch streamer who gives you a shout out, when you think of some niche group with the one girl in it that really has no business being there but everybody caters to her, think ego manipulation. And the reason it works so well is that many guys have been taught their whole lives to get validation. I mean, the saying goes that men today are being raised as if they were defective women. Well, this is one of those ways that it manifests itself. Man has become mommy's little girl. It's tragic. Very, very tragic. And so every time these respectful whammon decide to give you good boy points for a job well done, these guys will jump at the chance to prove their worth. Now, why is this bad? Well, as far as manipulation goes, it's probably the best of a bad list. At least this guy gets a pat on the head, a smile, and a wink. On a macro level, ego is why we have feminist allies who are more than happy to tar and feather a dude for having a bad date. Go see the Aziz Ansari Me Too accusation for more details on that one. Ego, on a macro level, are why we have white knights. On the ground, we have guys at work who take twice the workload on that they should have because somebody who smelled nice and said sweet word didn't want to do them. Look, the core of this is validation seeking, and it's not a good quality to have. The people who would seek to take advantage of you can just smell it. It's wafting off of you. That constant need for validation. And they're going to proceed to move those goalposts every time you jump at it. Don't be that guy in the relationship that has the girl telling you that you're great the way you are, that you shouldn't bother spending your time with friends and family, or that you're Certainly better than your friend Dave, because you've decided to raise your kid as a gluten-intolerant vegan who doesn't get vaccinated, because that's worse for his health than polio. Yeesh. So now we get to the important part. The fix. 2 things. Self-validation and selfish interest. When it comes to validation, especially that real man crap you always get thrown at you, stop it. There are 2 things you can't fake. That's sexual attraction, and that's violence. Everything else is a negotiation, and let's face it, if you're resonating with this, you suck at negotiation. If you can't get to third base with Tammy, then you're just not sexually attractive to her. All the kind words in the world, all the smiles, all the quality time, all that time you spend together is irrelevant. She's a roommate who has you working pro bono for the slightest attention, so stop it. Now, I should jump back. That violence part's not so useful here. I added it because it's completeness sake. If someone can harm you and you can't do anything about it, they don't need to stroke your ego, so just leave that aside. We'll get to that in another video. For now, open that jar of pickles for me, you big strong man, you. So all this validation, this is your kryptonite. What you want to do is you want to get to a place where your sole source of validation is you. Compliments don't make you feel anything. The age of the participation trophy is over. Clear it off your bookshelf. This is where you want to place that mission in your life. Mission in life is important. It's where having a direction is crucial. If you don't know what you aim to accomplish, you'll have no idea if what you're doing or what you're being manipulated into doing is really a good idea or not. God knows I've seen enough guys ask for advice where they lay out the situation and then just say, what should I do? If you have no idea what you're trying to achieve, there's no way of telling you if what you did was good or bad. But girls, and a lot of men, will give you those good feelings and use an identity in place of a goal to flatter you into working for them. I keep coming back to that term real man because it's empty. It's nothing. It means nothing. It holds a lot of feel-good emotions, but that's it. A man with a mission, a man with direction in his life, he doesn't care if somebody calls him a real man. He doesn't even care if he is a real man. The term is meaningless. Instead, he has what it is he wants, and if the ego stroking he is being given doesn't come with something that adds value to his life, adds something to his mission, or put him in the direction of what success means to him, then it's not required, it's not needed, and the word no becomes that powerful tool in his belt. You're not even mad if somebody tried to manipulate you, you're just not doing it. And this is what I mean when I say selfish interest. So, when someone gives you an ego-stroking attached list of requirements, ask yourself, have I gotten equal or greater value in my life that they deserve this thing from me? And I'm talking about up front. Don't fall for that, I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today nonsense. There's a Popeye reference for those of you in the, 60s, 40s, whatever year Popeye was a thing. A lot of girls will promise the moon and then deliver pebbles just to get what they want. So if you haven't already gotten it, don't waste your time. Maybe doesn't pay the bills. But if you have gotten somebody who is genuinely adding value to your life and wants some help in return, then fill your boots, kiddo. After all, that's what a real man does. So that's a nice basic primer on ego manipulation and what you can do about it. To sum up here, ego manipulation is a way of flattering you into doing what people want you to do for them, usually against your best interest. They always hit your insecurities and fluff them up. A term like real man is kind of the placeholder for all kinds of things. Anything you're insecure about, that's what they're going to get at. We're going to continue on with the next video. I don't know when I'm going to put it out, so just stay tuned to the channel. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification icon because I release a ton of videos here and you don't want to miss any of them. Anyways, take care guys. I'll catch you later.